We are witnessing a significant diplomatic gathering featuring Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, alongside Saudi Arabia's Prime Minister and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and notably accompanying them is Turkey's President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. This historic arrangement has been officially named the Makkah Charter, which is also being referred to as a Joint Defense Pact Agreement, or whatever specific terminology is being used. Yes, it has been formally designated as the Makkah Charter. This particular name is currently echoing loudly across various Turkish media outlets, drawing considerable attention. Furthermore, Pakistan's Foreign Office has also issued its own official press release confirming the details of this agreement. The core of this pact is quite clear. If there is any form of aggression directed against any one of these three nations, it will be considered an act of aggression against the others as well. And Pakistan and Turkey have already expressed this in May of last year. Turkish naval ships remained stationed in the waters of the Indian Ocean and the Arabian Sea alongside the Pakistan Navy until that war ended. Pakistan did not even provide fuel to these ships. They remained stationed there at their own expense so that if the Pakistan Navy was being pressured in any way, since the Navy was the vulnerable point for Pakistan in this regard, the backup support came from Turkey. In other words, Turkey had already demonstrated the practical form of this agreement long ago, that is a year ago, and Saudi Arabia has also witnessed this. Saudi Arabia was our friend at that time who was saying, don't retaliate. They have dropped bombs on you in 11 places here, so you shouldn't strike back, okay? And then the Saudi delegation or representative also went to India to reassure them, saying, no, we have convinced them. So the meeting that Asif Sahab had with the then representative of Saudi Arabia took place in Gulhar. There was another person present in that meeting, and that person told us off the record recently that the man spoke bluntly and without restraint, meaning he spoke for at least 25 minutes. And your army chief kept listening to this entire conversation in silence. And when he had finished his statement, he said, this cannot happen. We will definitely respond. So they had attacked 11 locations and we hit them at 27 locations, which made them scream, and they are still screaming. Okay, so since a very important figure, who obviously would be a very significant person from the military side, if they were present at that meeting, told us off the record in the past few days, because it was stated beforehand that this meeting would be off the record, and whatever was said in it could not be quoted by name, though you could use the information. So this was also confirmed for us. And there could be many reasons for this. Saudi Arabia had investments in India. Saudi Arabia had become very close to India, and then Saudi Arabia got involved with Iran. So why did the need for this agreement arise? The question arises that this matter had been under discussion for a long time. Turkey had a very strong desire, because Turkey itself still considers itself the guardian of the two holy mosques. Although the Sharif of Mecca did not treat the Turks well when they were expelled during the fall of the Ottoman Empire, the Sharif of Mecca, who are the ancestors of the current rulers of Jordan, did not do a good thing, but they are the only family that claims that Hashemite blood still runs through their veins to this day. They carry the blood of the Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, family, although they have had many Italian and various other mixtures, but that is their claim, and they have the entire legacy preserved. Anyhow, even today, if there is any major expansion project planned at the two holy sites of the Haramain Sharifain, symbolically speaking, the president of Turkey is still traditionally consulted and gives formal permission for it. This practice serves as a reminder of the historical connection that persists into the modern era. So, otherwise, the Saudi Arabian legacy and hierarchy have still acknowledged Turkey's position regarding the caliphate, because whatever amendments or expansions were to be made, the caliph used to authorize them. So, even now, all the new constructions at the Haramain Sharifain have received approval from Turkey, even if it is just symbolic. So, brother, Turkey is even more emotional than us in this regard. So the Turkish president had been whispering, murmuring and complaining in the ears of Pakistan's leadership for a long time, ever since the Joint Defense Agreement was signed, saying, "You didn't even ask us, we want to be included too." So Turkey eventually joined. The only threat Turkey faces in this region right now is from Israel. And if the Israelis are afraid of anyone, it is Pakistan. Because to this day, if any army has ever stood up to Israel on the battlefield with all of its most advanced technology, it is Pakistan. To this day, if any aircraft have been shot down in battle against Israel, whether on the battlefield or in the skies, those 5 aircraft, and all 5 of them, I believe, starting with Air Commodore Yunus, were shot down by Pakistani pilots. Right? This agreement that has been made today, the Makkah Charter that has been signed, they are the ones who have to act upon it as well. Right? So this should be in your mind. I said I would explain its importance. So why did this agreement become necessary? The reason this agreement became necessary is that now throughout this entire region, from Iraq to Yemen, all the proxies that Iran has nurtured to export its revolution to other countries need to be eliminated. And perhaps the current political leadership of Iran is also willing to see them eliminated, just as they did nothing in Lebanon to save Hezbollah. And when the Hezbollah chief was killed by the US, they did nothing in retaliation. Or you could say they couldn't. I believe they did nothing, either because they didn't want to, or because they have created such a mess that they are now saying, you clean up the mess yourselves. So at this time, the proxy they have in Iraq, known as the Popular Front, or Shabi as it's called, which carries out attacks from time to time as it sees fit, had some communication intercepted with the Houthi rebels. Now keep in mind that these people in Iraq, they are not Itna Ashari, 12 Shia, like ours, okay? They are not the Itna Ashari ones we have. And these Houthis, they are not Itna Ashari either. They, mashallah, both believe in all 4 rightly guided caliphs.